Start building from Colfax and build all the way to Truckee, 53 miles away. Let's see how much money we have. $2,544,000. All right, let's get building. Colfax to Truckee. Your mission, find the Yuba Pass through the mountains. It's the best way through. Click on the Dream Team for advice. Colfax. Building starts in Colfax on September 1st, 1865. There are 53 treacherous miles ahead across California mountains. Mountains. These granite mountains are steep and difficult. Just ask Tomahawk. Mountains. These granite mountains are steep and difficult. Good thing Wild Bill's been scoping them out. Click on him for advice. Mountains. These granite mountains are steep and difficult. Nitroglycerin blasts through the granite, but these mountains are too steep for a cut or gap. You lose $10,000. The granite in these mountains is too hard for blasting powder. You lose $25,000. Great job! In mountains this tall, a tunnel's the only way to go. Tunneling is tough, but it's the only way through here. Look out, Nevada. We're blasting towards you. Another tunnel, another $100,000. Oh, man. The Bear River is wide and has steep banks. Build with caution, because there are bears in this region. Your deck bridge collapses because the river's too wide. You lose $10,000. Whew, that was close. Deck bridges are usually not stable enough for wide rivers. Good bridge choice. Strong and not too expensive. Excellent choice. Our iron trestle bridge is strong enough to hold the weight of 6 trains. But we spent $25,000 more than we needed to. The American River is 110 yards wide and has sandy banks. Your deck bridge collapses because the river banks are not firm enough. You lose $10,000. Hey, our bridge is floating away! Wow, we lucked out. Deck bridges usually require firmer banks. Good work. You sure know how to build a bridge. Hey, nice engineering there. This iron trestle bridge was more than we needed. Kind of like swatting a fly with blasting powder. Donner Lake is wide and deep. Building across this lake could get expensive. Your deck bridge collapses because the lake is too wide. You lose $10,000. Build a deck bridge across a lake? I think the mountains are making us crazy. We're spending $25,000 a pop to cross this lake, you know. We're spending $50,000 a pop to cross this lake, you know. Additional costs for building over deep lake? $100,000. This lake is deep. Washoe Village. The Washoe are friendly. Scouts may be available here to help find Yuba Pass. Washoe Village. The Washoe refused to speak with you because you traded with their enemies, the Paiutes. Washoe Village. The Washoe are friendly. Scouts are available here to help find Yuba Pass. What do you want to trade? The Washoe are peaceful fishermen. They're not interested in your rifles. Find the Yuba Pass on your own. I wonder if we have any options left. All right, the Washoe liked our pots and will show us the way. Better look carefully. They'll only show us once. The Washoe are experts at making watertight baskets and don't want your jugs. Find Yuba Pass on your own. What about the Paiutes? Are they still an option? Paiute Village. The Paiutes are less friendly than the nearby Washoe. But scouts may be available to show you Yuba Pass. The Paiutes are angry that you traded with the Washoe and refuse to trade with you. Paiute Village. The Paiutes are less friendly than the nearby Washoe, but scouts may be available to show you Yuba Pass. The Paiutes have little use for your greenbacks. Find Yuba Pass on your own. Oh no, we're doomed. The Paiutes have plenty of deerskin and don't wish to trade. Find Yuba Pass on your own. Oh no. This may turn into a guessing game. All right, the Paiutes need rifles for hunting and will show us the way. Better look carefully. They'll only show us once. Redwood trees. These big redwood trees will have to be cut down to build the railroad through here. Redwood trees. These big redwood trees will have to be cut down to build the railroad through here. What do you want to do? Demand for lumber is low in these parts. You make only $1,000. Ouch. That's not much. The demand for lumber is high due to all the gold mines being built. We made $100,000, thank you very much. You make good progress, but redwood makes good railroad ties. You fail to save $50,000. Company bonus. For making good progress, you collect $50,000. Using redwoods for railroad ties saved us $50,000. Oh, that'll come in handy. Dutch Flat Mining Town. The miners want your workers to build a wagon road to Virginia City to transport supplies. Dutch Flat Mining Town. The miners want your workers to build a wagon road to Virginia City to transport supplies. What do you want to do? Oh, yeah! That little mining road made us $100,000 in greenbacks. Wild Bill sure has a nose for money. The Dutch Flat Road is not as successful as hoped. You lose $50,000 in construction costs. Phew. Another company went in and built the Dutch Flat Wagon Road, and now they're making all kinds of money. We could have made $100,000. Truckee is 53 miles from Colfax, California, and it's all uphill. Truckee, California. We made it. Heavy snow. Winter's approaching. It's sure to bring heavy snow. What do you want to do about it? Lucky for us, there was light snow this year. The monster snowplow works beautifully. The tracks are clear and progress continues. Your monster snowplow works beautifully, but there's simply too much snow this year for one plow to handle. You lose $50,000. Yikes. Sarah's got a picture of the plow. Check it out. Your workers build 18 miles of snow sheds over the tracks. It costs a bundle, but ends up saving you $100,000 in the long run. $100,000. That's not bad. Shutting down for the winter means you lose 3 months of work. It costs you $300,000. I say whatever the cost, we keep the workers working. It beats just standing around. Just ask Tomahawk. All right, we found Yuba Pass. Just head east from here, and we'll make it through. Maybe they know how best to cross the Sierra. No one has ever tried to do it by rail. This could be a matter of life and death. Oh, brother. We can handle bears. Sand can be tricky. Watch out. Sounds like a big job to build here. The Dream Team just got back. Click on them to find out what they saw. The Dream Team just got back. Click on them to find out what they saw. Dang. Who knew they weren't getting along? If they like what we've got to trade, they'll help us find the Yuba Pass. Check it out. The Dream Team just got back from the Paiute Village. Too bad for us. Remember, we have rights to all the resources in the areas that we build on. We've got redwood coming out of our ears. No kidding. The snowfall can be as much as 13 feet a year. The workers will have to build tunnels in the snow just to get around. Sierra Nevada Mountains. These are the highest mountains ever to be crossed by a railroad. We're about to break a world's record. I hope. Colfax was named after Schuyler Colfax, a U.S. congressman who visited the worker camps in 1865. Folks were so thrilled to see him that they named the town after him. Maybe they'll name a town after me someday. Jacktown. I'd like that. Granite is an igneous rock that's tough and expensive to blast. Because it's so hard and strong, it's often used for making buildings and monuments. Bear danger. Hungry bears along this river may raid your worker camps at night. The ground bordering a river is called a riverbank. From an engineering standpoint, it's important to know what kind of bridge goes with what kind of bank. This lake was named after the Donner Party, a fateful group of pioneers trapped in the Sierras for 5 wintry months in 1846 and 47. They were forced to eat each other to survive. The Washoe are peaceful basket makers who live by fishing. They're not getting along with the Paiutes at this time. The Paiutes do a little farming, but mostly live by hunting and gathering. They are angry at white expansion in their area. U.S. paper money was called the greenback because of its green color. It has little value in these parts compared to gold. Redwood trees have a hard, reddish wood. They grow chiefly in coastal California and are a good source of lumber. Truckee was named after a Paiute Indian chief who safely guided pioneers over the Sierra Nevada into California. Heavy snow falls for many months in these parts. Sometimes snowdrifts can grow to 35 feet high. Wild Bill, Calamity, and Tomahawk are here to help. Click on them whenever you see their picture. California was declared the 31st state in the U.S. on September 9th, 1850. 31 states. Hey, I bet you someday we'll have even more. Igneous rock is created when molten rock within the earth cools and hardens. The ground bordering a river is called a river bank. From an engineering standpoint, it's important to know what kind of bridge goes with what kind of bank. A lake is a body of water that is smaller than a sea and larger than a pond. Not too smart to build here, I'd say. The Washoe fishermen believe that a monster called the Ong lies beneath nearby Lake Tahoe. The Paiutes hunt all kinds of animals: deer, antelope, desert bighorn, rabbits, marmots, porcupines, and ground squirrels. Lumber is timber prepared especially for building things. California, officially declared the 31st state on September 9th, 1850 by President Fillmore. Snow is made up of small white ice crystals which form from water vapor in the air. Your bridge collapses. Try crossing the river at a narrow point. You lose $10,000. Your bridge collapses. Minimize the length of your bridges to save time and money. You lose $25,000. Your bridge collapses. Minimize the length of your bridges to save time and money. You lose $50,000. Hungry bears raid your workers' food supplies. They snatch up meat and potatoes. You lose $5,000.
Snow is made up of small white ice crystals which form from water vapor in the air.
The Paiute women told me that they only use what they need. They have no use for extra deer skins. Snow ahead, I guarantee it. Let's get started before the winter approaches. These mountains are so high, once the snow starts, it never stops. Oh, I feel right awful about this. I've got a few dollars back in my tent. You can have it if you want. I noticed that the Washoe use whatever they can for clothes. Skins, furs, and even bark. Out of these materials, they make aprons, breechcloths, leggings, and capes. We don't have time to dilly-dally with some little wagon road. It's too great a risk. Besides, the company may give us a bonus if we rush. Let's build sheds over the tracks to keep the snow off them. It's an expensive proposition, but the investment will pay off over time. I guarantee it. Donner Lake looks to me like a mighty pretty spot for building. Having said that, lakes run deep, so watch out. The Washoe don't have much metal. Maybe they could use some cooking pots. I saw some Paiute women wearing dresses and capes made from deerskin. They're all wearing deerskin. I say we give them some more deerskin because they like it so much. We don't have time to worry about this wood. We've got work to do. Besides, if we forget about lumber and concentrate on making good time, we could get a bonus worth even more than the wood. I feel right good about this. Now I've got a few dollars back in my tent. The monster snowplow we built is 10 feet wide, 11 feet high, and 30 feet long. Huge, but not huge enough. I've spotted some bears around here. Might be dangerous for the workers. Keep a lookout. If you ever get caught by a bear, Tomahawk says to roll into a ball and cover your head with your hands. The American River flows into Sacramento, where we started from. Donner Lake was named for the Donner Party. Gives me chills just thinking about it. We should bring along a little extra food, just in case. The Washoe believe there are monsters in Lake Tahoe. I was thinking maybe we shouldn't go swimming. The Washoe believe that the remains of the Ong, a huge bird monster, lie beneath this lake. I think Jack believes it too. The California Trail passed right through Paiute lands. In 1849 alone, 21,000 people came through this area. These people hunted the animals and gathered the nuts, seeds, and berries that the Paiute depended on. They used their firewood and ruined their fresh water reserves. Redwoods can grow up to 300 feet tall. They're huge. After we cut them down, we'll have to blast the stumps to make the road for the trains all nice and flat. Since the railroad can't go everywhere just yet, it may be a good idea to build roads for wagons. Snow sheds have slanted roofs. They help the snow glide off the sheds. The tracks are well protected now. This is the deepest snow you'll ever see. Snow falls harder in the mountains somehow. It's cold just sitting here all winter with nothing to do. In Truckee, we're building a wooden roundhouse. It can hold up to 11 locomotives. Geologists don't yet know how these mountains got so big. It's like there are two big pieces of land crashing together and pushing all the rock toward the sky. Schuyler Colfax, the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives, came all the way to visit from Washington, D.C. Everyone was so happy they named the town after him. Psst, there's a rumor brewing that Schuyler's involved in a railroad scandal. It seems everybody's trying to make money off the railroads. Snow is made up of small white ice crystals which form from water vapor in the air.
The Yuba Pass is out there somewhere. Indian scouts know the lay of the land. They're our best way forward. Just be careful. The Washoe and Paiutes are not getting along well. Been scoping out these mountains. Folks say the Yuba Pass is not up here, but I reckon they're just too lazy to look. A scout told me the Washoe sided with the whites in their disputes with the Paiutes and acted as scouts for those who sought out the Paiutes. The Paiutes didn't like that much. If they like water, I'll bet they want something to carry it in. How was I supposed to know? Who's heard of a basket that could hold water? I can tell the Paiutes love pine nuts. There's a plant called mezcal, which I saw them roast and then chew on like gum. I say trade rifles. They're hunters, for goodness sake. I reckon this wood could make us some fine railroad ties. And we always need railroad ties. If it snows bad, better off stopping work for the winter. You don't want to end up like the Donner Party. It was a bad idea settling down for the winter. Nothing worse than just sitting around doing nothing. The workers are grumbling. When they're not bored to death, they're scared to death of freezing.
Truckee, 53 miles as the crow flies. Keep an eye on the money meter. Every section of track will cost us $75,000 for materials and labor. Take a closer look at these peaks like I did, and you'll realize what we have in store for us. These mountains are purtier than heaven, and almost as high. The Washoe kids I done saw between the ages of 9 and 15 are tattooed using black soot and grease. It's pricked into their skin using thorns. Everybody loves rifles. I bet you they'll take rifles. Well, I'll be. I guess not everybody likes a rifle. I noticed that the Paiutes have special trapping areas for ground squirrels. Hunting rights in these areas pass down from father to son. If there's one thing everybody loves, it's greenbacks. Let's give them some U.S. dollars. Are they crazy? They don't like greenbacks? Who don't like money? If there's a market for lumber, we could make ourselves a bundle by selling this wood. If the demand for lumber ain't high, we won't. I say it's worth the risk. There are plenty of mines in areas the railroad don't go. Now I say build the wagon road. Anybody who wants to use it will have to pay us a toll. I say we build a monster snowplow and plow the tracks. It's the cheapest alternative and it's sure to work. The plow's a beauty. We done good. Wagon trains can have up to 100 families, sometimes more. They have to watch out for Indian attacks, you bet. But you want to know something? They're not as common as you think. In fact, a lot more folks die from accidents and diseases like smallpox and cholera than get killed by Indians. Dig, I say. Dig up under the tree. Them explorers and pioneers left all kinds of goodies behind. I say finders, keepers. Know what I mean? Well, I thought I smelled treasure. Maybe it's just them beans they were cooking for supper. When Wild Bill Hickok says there's treasure, you can take that right to the bank. Fuego? That means outside. There's a tree outside the camp. We'll find that treasure there or I'll eat my boots. All right, I'm eating my boots. You think I should pan fry 'em in a little oil or bake 'em in a low oven till they're tender? Build here? You're crazy. Those are monster teeth. We build here, we'll be monster feed for sure. You build in a place with monster bones, you're begging to get yourself eaten up by monsters. It's a scientific fact. No wonder the Cheyenne are hostile. During the Sand Creek Massacre on November 29, 1864, several hundred Cheyenne were killed by the U.S. Army. The Cheyenne are nomads, which means they move around a lot. They follow the buffalo herds. They use them buffalo for food, clothing, and shelter. The Arapaho take a cactus needle and prick their skin. Then they rub powdered charcoal into the wound. When the wound heals, it has a sky blue color. They even tattoo their kids.